Sorry, I had to take a sip of water. A little startled by what's on your face. My God.
Well, yeah, my mustache is coming in nice, man.
Yeah, how much mascara?
0.
Really?
Just for men.
Uh, Dude, you've got a little hair thing going on. You got the burrow coif, the little
Yeah,
curl.
dude, I don't know what's going on with that. Get that out of the way. But
Nah,
yeah,
dude,
no,
that
the
looks good.
mustache. I was like, dude, I was sick of having the blonde mustache. I'm like, and I'm a big fan of it. It actually looks like I have a real mustache now.
It looks good. It looks good. You look like either a Blues Brothers like dress alike or like the non-Italian guy in the mob. Dude, how you been? Welcome back. How you been, Ev?
Yeah. No, I've been good. Hey, and officially our first pod is the Nobody Asked show. So excited for that. And we'll actually get this one on YouTube. So good for that. But I've been good, man. I don't think we have a ton to necessarily catch up on. There hasn't been a whole lot of sports going on, but definitely some stuff to cover. And I think we got a good show planned for today.
I'm throwing a flag. There's been a ton of sports on. What are you talking about? Does this have anything to do with you being a Celtics fan?
No. I by that I meant nothing like no huge events, just the normal playoff game. So there's stuff to cover, but nothing, no championships, nothing like that kind of thing. I guess is what I was trying to get at. But yeah, I was deflecting a little bit
Fair enough.
The rough news I got today.
We will get to them. Yeah. We'll get to that. I just had to turn on the Pacers, hopefully closeout game, but we'll get to NBA. Dude, no, I just we had to push back the recording obviously today a little bit because I was coming back from the end of year girls soccer banquet. So I coach for a middle school talking football, obviously. But as I got home, I was looking at my emails while I was getting this set up, and because I'm now on the volunteer list, and they think that I'm a willing volunteer, they've asked me to be a test proctor for end of year exams. To which, I mean, dude, my finger couldn't move physically fast enough to put that right into the spam folder. Like, I get it. If you're a teacher or if you're just looking to pick up some extra cash, help out. But this very clearly says volunteer, which to me means that for one of your Saturdays as an adult, you've got to go and watch kids take a test in silence. And I'm picturing the SATs. These are middle schoolers, but dude, is there anything worse? Like, that's what the court mandated service hours should be. Go proctor tests. Willing you're allowed to be around children, but
yeah. And I hate to say this too. I mean, we're getting to the age where we only have so many free adult Saturdays left in our lives. Families soon not enough. You're not gonna have your Saturdays free. You can't be going out proctoring tests. There's much better things to be doing with your time, especially as the weather's getting so nice now. That's the big thing. Like, this is the worst time of year to be ruining a Saturday, excuse me.
Yeah, like I passed my tests. Why do I, you know what I mean? But like what you said is so true. I've got a high school boys reunion beach trip coming up this weekend. So next Tuesday's episode, I'm going to be down, I'm sure. But dude, we were talking about it in the group chat. Like, I don't know when we'll be able to do one of these again. The one homie's expecting his first kid in August. 2 of them just got married. Another one is engaged. Like, dude, life just happens quick. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And another thing on the tests too, you don't want me proctoring a test. I will let everybody cheat. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, and dude,
I'm not tattling on anybody. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not gonna shush kids. Like middle school kids these days, are you kidding me? They'll mock me out of that room. Dude, I turned 30. I'm old now. You don't think they can tell?
Yeah. And they can clearly tell I'm not gonna care. Like, there's just they can walk all over me, and like I'm not gonna fight them on it. Like, I'm just do what you want, guys. Have fun.
Dude, whatever version of in today's age of like the substitute teacher that is just immediately rolling in the TV as they walk into the room, like, that's me. The kids know that that's me. They can get away with that, whatever they want. I don't want to be here necessarily either. Like, miserable.
Like, if there's some cool kid that wants to talk football with me, I'll do that, and you just no one else does anything. Like, I don't care. Like, it's not not my job. I'm there to waste time too and
Yeah.
get out of something or get a little bit extra money or some nonsense for me doing.
And
I'm
that's the
checking
thing.
some
It
box.
says volunteer. It says volunteer. Crazy.
Well,
Go ahead.
Don't want to get too distracted in that, but last week, you were away at I think you were away at a conference. We had some things going on, weren't able to record. But I hear you had a little bit of an adventure last week at this conference.
Dude, so God. Yeah, so totally my fault. Conference in Savannah. And usually we record these on Tuesdays. So I left for the conference on Wednesday morning at like 3 or 4 in the morning because I had to get down to Savannah by 9. So I originally tried to push the recording because Kristen and I were going to go see the accountant too, which we'll get into that as well. And then we have plans to record Wednesday. Have to push that back because the second, dude, I'm feeling fine. Granted, I probably crushed like a bucket and a half of popcorn at the movie with all that fake butter shit. But I get to this conference, about to get on a work call. I'm like suited and booted, already uncomfortable in Savannah. And like if you've ever gone through this, you know exactly the feeling. Just like that gurgling sensation you hear in your stomach when you're hungry, but it's not dry, it's not hungry, and it is a loose shit coming soon and fast. So dude, on top of that, then I start getting like sick feeling. I literally felt hungover at this conference.
Oof.
That's like 2,000 people. I've got to schmooze, I've got to talk, I'm in a suit, it's hot. Here's the kicker though. There's a main conference hotel, right? The Westin in Savannah. And then the overflow hotel for like the non-clients, non-prospects, like low totem pole Gallagher people, is across the Savannah River. You can either take your car, which is it's only a half mile away, but it's a 12-minute drive because you got to go up and around hotels in Savannah. So you're dealing with valets, but there's a ferry. And this ferry it's like 2-minute drive, 2-minute stop, but it only runs every 30 minutes. So now I'm feeling like I'm pushing through. I'm in the middle of this conference, no sleep, feeling like I'm about to dump my pants. And finally I get like the golden opportunity to leave. No one's going to notice I'm gone. My one client there is like, she's in her room doing like her job. So I make the venture over to the boat. And as I'm like diarrhea walking, which is the exact opposite of like the chafe walk where your legs are super far apart. This is like, there's no space between my legs. I watched the boat just slowly sail away. So now I'm looking at the schedule, like sitting down like a girl with my legs crossed, like holding myself. And I got to wait there for 30 minutes. It was brutal. And I had to do that trip because I had to be at the conference, but I didn't have a hotel room there. So I had to make that trip at least 4 different times. The most pain I think I've ever been in, like uncomfortable, hot, embarrassed, just like looking at like stopwatch, looking at my watch. Dude, it was the worst feeling. That night, that Wednesday night, I actually like just bailed on the conference, Irish goodbye, went back to my hotel room at like 7:30 p.m. and I slept until 9 the next morning. Just like waking up every 2-3 hours, dude. 13 hours of sleep and I got a 1% recovery. No drinking, no like nothing else. Just like, dude, it was probably a top 3 worst experiences of my life.
I personally don't. I was also wild. We're maxing water bottles today. Just want to comment that out, but that was not planned. Dude, I wouldn't have been able to wait the 30 minutes, dude. That's too long. That's too long, I think.
Well, so like there was a public bathroom like in the hotel, kind of by the side exit. So when I realized I missed the first boat, I did take a little, hideout break there. But dude, once I got back to my hotel, it was one of those like just get everything off of me, and I just laid like, dude, it was bad.
I was gonna say like being in a suit is also the worst because like when that's happening, like your whole body's fighting everything in it, and the sweat and the heat are just coming. Like you just feel like steaming out of you. Like your forehead gets sweaty, and you're like, this is like I'm in trouble.
Yeah, and then
like,
once you
there's
finally
no way to look comfortable in that situation either. You're just sitting there like kind of rocking, like you said, like just and they're looking at the phone. It's like, dude, it's only been 1 minute. Like this isn't good.
Yeah, dude. And then once you finally get to the promised land, your whole body's just like, yes. And you have to take the jacket off, under your belt, like everything. Pull the shirt up so you're not getting like it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a whole process.
Yeah, it's a lot of layers. But dude, and I don't think I ate solid food again until that Friday night. And then immediately went into a golf trip with my old college roommates. Like it was tough. It was tough.
Jeez. No, that sounds like quite the adventure. I do not jealous of you at all for that.
Well, before we get there, and this is kind of a off the cuff hypothetical, I guess. I've heard a lot of conjecture, like where's the worst place to like have to shit, like the worst possible, like, and not just I have to shit, like a bad one. And stadium used to always come up. Obviously, road trip is tough, but after that experience, I think that took the cake, dude.
See, the only problem with that one is like I feel like I could find somewhere to hide out in that other hotel. That's the thing on that. Like I think that would suck, but like having to go back and forth, like, so this is the one I've thought about. You know, it's very niche, but I don't think I would. And I don't think it would ever happen to me because I think I'd be too scared to put myself into this situation. It's a small plane that doesn't have a bathroom on it.
Do they even make planes without bathrooms?
Yeah,
like
the tiny 4 or 5 person.
Oh, like the puddle jumpers.
Yeah, like first off, I'm probably not putting myself in that situation. But if I was, like, what do you do? Like you can't get off. You have to wait till you land, and then that's a whole process.
Yeah, now that you say it, I was in when I was in New Zealand, we took a puddle jumper to like get to this like cool scenic site a lot faster. And like, dude, yeah, if second you take off, you have that feeling. It's a 45-minute flight, then you land, and then there's not a bathroom there.
Yeah.
You're like in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that'd be bad. Just being super trapped and knowing that you're trapped.
Like that's the one where it's a problem. Like you said, like road trip, it's like road trip traffic, getting stuck in like a traffic jam. It's like shit.
Yeah.
Like how much longer do I have before I'm running to the woods? Like, I mean, I've never had that situation on the road trip, but that's oof. Stadium's no fun. Stadium's just, oh, dude, anywhere where you're just like, you already feel like shit and it's just a hot spot, like, so it's just warm, it's just gonna make you feel so much sicker. Like you get to the bathroom, it's like, oh, this is just not good. Like,
yeah, the added embarrassment of walking out like sweating after everyone knew what you just did. Yeah.
I've had this happen to me, like a bad dive bar with just an awful small bathroom. Oh, that's no fun.
With no door.
No,
like
that's no fun.
Tiny little partition.
Yeah, you're just like, oh,
yeah.
And it's just blowing out of you. You're like, oh man, this ain't good. Not good.
Yeah. Or like this, not as bad, but like anytime at a wedding when like people are gonna know that was you, just like diabolically assaulting the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing, like, and when it gets that bad, it gets to the point like it's like, what's worse, shitting my pants or shitting here? Like it's like
oh yeah.
And then it's always going to be taking the shit. It's always going to be the answer. But, like, that relief is short-lived because you're like, shit, the second I walk out of this stall or wherever you are, it's like, fuck, I got to deal with what I just did there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a choice you got to make. Everyone counters it.
Enough shit talk. Literally nobody asked. But so we got some sports to talk about.
But before we jump into that,
yeah.
I did just, I had a great, my mom was here for Mother's Day this past weekend, had a great weekend with her. My dad was also here, and I'm just going to say this. Straws are for women and children. That's just a fact. There's a few circumstances where you, like maybe a milkshake, you can have a straw. My dad was drinking out of straws all weekend. And I'm just looking a little bit differently at him this week.
What was he drinking? What was he drinking through these?
He was just drinking like he had like a Manhattan or something. And yeah, he was drinking out of a straw. Like, it wasn't like he was drinking a beer out of a straw or anything crazy, but I was just like, man,
a Manhattan
straws are for women and children.
Isn't a Manhattan served in like a coupe?
Yeah, it was weird. He was drinking out of one of those little straws. It was just not a good look.
Oh, Bill.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. He was pretty wasted when he was drinking that, but I was like, dude, there's no straws for men. Even like he was drinking a margarita at one point and he was using the straws. Like, come on, drink it out of the side of the glass. Like, I get it, but
yeah, like frozen drinks, like / milkshakes, got technically I guess would be frozen.
Yeah.
Sure, Slurpee.
Or like you're at a fast food place getting a fountain drink and like you're driving and you need it, I'll allow it. But like other than that, no straws.
Yeah. No, I mean, especially like an adult beverage.
Yeah,
They're called drink. Be an adult. Be an adult.
exactly. Like leave that to the kids and women. Like that, it was bad. So
Yeah.
I just had to say that. That'd been eating at me. But yeah, let's jump into some sports talk here quickly.
Yeah. So where do you want to go first? Want to go NBA? You want to go NHL?
Yeah, let's go NBA. It's fresh in my mind. You know, we got the huge news probably a couple hours ago here now. So let's jump into the NBA.
Before we jump into current NBA, let's at least touch on last night's events. The great Nico Harrison caper of 2025.
Let's just admit it. The NBA is rigged. That stuff's rigged. It has to be at this point. That was ridiculous. But what do they do now? Do they trade that pick? And
I have a couple of things.
I got a good point about it. It's Cooper Flagg. I don't know if he's going to be ready to help you win a championship day one. There's definitely players, and Anthony Davis doesn't have that long left in his window. So
I think he's only 32, right?
Yeah, but I feel like he's starting his play's deteriorating a little bit. I feel like he's an injury away from just kind of going completely downhill. You know, being as big of a guy as he is, those guys don't usually have as long of a career.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying he couldn't. I'm just saying if I'm them and there's a good opportunity to go get somebody else, and there's a really – don't get me wrong, you have to have a really, really good package. It has to make a lot of sense. But I think you have to explore it. I don't think it's we have to go get Cooper Flagg. I think you have to explore the option.
Yeah, so I agree. I don't actually think the NBA is rigged. However,
no,
this is a funny twist. And if it was rigged, and you're Nico Harrison, I think I'm keeping Luka still over Cooper Flagg. I mean, don't get me wrong, Cooper Flagg is great. He's 19. Somehow is shrinking. I read he measured in at like 6'7" at the combine. I mean, the measurements are kind of hokey anyways, but he projects to be generational. I've kind of already seen Luka be generational, and he's 24, 25. So, like, if it was rigged and that was the deal from the NBA, if you're Nico Harrison, do you do that? Because I don't think that I do. Unless you really love Anthony Davis and you are banking on Anthony Davis and Cooper Flagg being Luka, because then I can hear that. But, like, do you do that trade if that's the offer?
No, I don't. I don't, but I guess how much of that do you buy into? They just disliked what Luka was doing in the offseason, and we just didn't think he was committed or whatnot. Do you buy into that, and that was why they wanted to move on? And in that case, I mean, if they really put a lot of value in that, and that's really how they felt, like I get it, but I wouldn't personally do it. But I feel like that's a lot more bought into, and they really believe that more than the rest of us are led on to. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think you risk it for Luka, who's going to be a generational player, to Cooper Flagg, who I guess could be better, but he hasn't proven himself yet. Luka has. So exactly to that point.
And like this is kind of a side note, but I got into a ridiculous argument with some guy on Twitter last night. They were, of course, trying to make this like a race thing. And they're like, finally, the Mavs got the guy they wanted, and he's American and he's white. And I was like, the Mavs kind of done that. That's kind of their. This is the first guy that's not their typical mold. That is a white American. Like they traditionally like the international whites.
Mm-hmm.
But so I do have a couple ideas on what they could do though. Just not all my own ideas, just kind of putting some different stuff together. So if they're looking to continue the window that they think and want to be on, do the Bucks trade Giannis for the one pick straight up? I don't think they do it straight up. I think you'd have to put some other stuff with it.
Yeah.
I don't know what stuff would be, but if those is the main pieces, that's kind of my first thought.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, I don't know if Giannis and Anthony Davis gets it done for the Mavs. In my opinion.
I mean, they still have Kyrie, even though I think he tore his ACL, right? So he's coming off.
I don't know the timetable on that. Who knows?
But I mean, Anthony Davis playing at the 4, and then you can have Giannis playing at the 3, Kyrie when he gets back at the 1, and then you get like some big guy like a Steven Adams type if the Rockets are just trying to go younger to just anchor the middle at the 5. I can see that kind of lineup working. Do I think it wins the title? I mean, you're going to have really healthy AD. You're going to have really healthy Giannis. And you're going to have to – Kyrie's going to have to come back and be good down the stretch, which
for sure. For sure.
The other thought I had was, okay, do you go the complete opposite way? Instead of fast forward, hit a hard reset and try to move Anthony Davis and Kyrie for younger pieces, picks, whatever, and just rebuild the whole boat now? Because you do have
that's almost a better play.
I think it's too.
That's what I would lean towards doing.
I would too, but this is the same front office that traded a 25-year-old for a 32-year-old.
Yeah. So like that again, like you say that, but like that's not that. I don't think there's any way that happens after trading Luka, right? I just can't see that happening. Can you imagine a team that would have? Wait, would this have been? Was this the Mavericks pick all along?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so, the Lakers pick is 2029.
Okay. So the Mavericks, imagine that Mavericks team with Luka and then a Cooper Flag. That's terrifying.
It is, but do they – it's hard to project because Kyrie obviously got hurt, but are they in the lottery? Like, did they make it through the plan with Luka still? Because AD was hurt. I mean,
I guess that's true.
Are they even there at that same point? And I think
that's a good point.
If they did go with the trade Cooper Flag for like a Giannis move, I think the Mavs fans would burn the place down.
Yeah.
Even though it is Giannis.
If they don't draft Cooper Flag, Dallas might be Convert. Nico Harrison might be he might need to move. Like he needs to get private security immediately.
Yeah. But interesting how it all works out. I was actually playing pickup when the draft happened, and all the guys in Charlotte that I was playing pickup with were furious.
It really was just kind of fucking ridiculous. Like it unbelievable.
I kind of love it for the Mavs though. Give them a win.
No, yeah, they needed it. They needed it.
But we can go on to the actual on-court stuff and start with your boy. Hated to see that news today. It wasn't surprised, but still.
Yeah. And here's the crazy thing. I actually think they're still going to win the series. I don't know why. They're not going to win the championship. Like, championship's out, but I somehow feel like the Knicks are just going to find some stupid way to blow this. Jaylen Brown's going to go off. But I hate it because where the Celtics going to, like, this roster isn't sustainable. You've already heard about us potentially making a move this offseason. What does that do to that? How long is he going to be out for? An Achilles can be well over a year recovery, potentially, especially in a sport like basketball. It's a little bit more important than football. I mean, not much, but I think a little bit more. So how long is the recovery going to be? When's he getting back to 100%? I mean, he'll definitely be back by, beginning of 2026. Maybe not, might miss the first month or so of the season, but where are we at? So that's huge. Definitely puts our championship on hold. And however, it does give me an excuse for why we blew the series in a series where I think we probably should have won it already and just couldn't hit shots and just fell apart down the stretch in all three of the losses. So it was just a bad series to watch. They haven't played well. Credit to the Knicks. They've fought back every game, but they just have Celtics have just not played well. And just gone on these just awful cold streaks of missing shots, playing sloppy.
Yeah. I hate to say it. I do think we might not see Tatum until like the playoffs next year, which sucks because I don't like the Celtics. I think y'all have had too much, but I do. Tatum's just such a fun player. Even though people hate on him, like he does so many little things outside of just scoring that go criminally underrated, I feel like. But I don't think that we're going to see him until, maybe end of February, March next year, which sucks. But
yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, it's his first major injury. He's a younger guy, so he can come back quicker. Question is, do they force him coming back quicker? We might be good enough where we don't need to. It also depends what happens in the offseason. But yeah, I mean, it certainly sucks. And yeah, to your point, I mean, look at last year. He's one of those rare superstars that's able to take a step back, maybe if he's not having his night, and letting someone else shine for a moment. And I think that's a key reason we won the championship last year. You saw it in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
And like last night, he started to take over. Like it started to become the Jason Tatum game. I think they were going to lose anyways. We kind of fell apart in the last 5-10 minutes there, but he took over the game at one point, kind of kept them in it, and then no one else could hit a shot. But we'll see. Now it's Jaylen Brown's team. Let's see if Jaylen Brown can maybe pull a little bit of what he did in the finals last year off in the next couple of games, and we'll see where we go.
Yeah, but the Knicks blowing this lead when Tatum's out does feel Knicksy.
Mhm.
Feels very Knicksy. If y'all had pulled off those two, like held on to game 1 and 2, I do think this series would be over. I think the Knicks, after the not being able to complete the comeback in 1 and 2, and then getting blown out in 3, I think the series is probably over. So just kind of wild. I mean, it sounds dumb to say, or like Celtics glazing, which I hate that I even accuse myself of that, but the Knicks and the Sixers, those teams don't beat the Celtics. Like those two teams specifically, just that's not something that I know.
Nope. So, we'll see how that goes. See how the rest of the series goes. Transition away from that, who the Knicks or the Celtics will meet in the Eastern Conference Finals. How are you feeling about the Pacers wrapping up this series? And now I get their chances to move on to the NBA Finals.
We'll see, man. They're down 17 right now in Cleveland. I did think going into this game, Cleveland would probably win this one. I mean, we've come back from big deficits all series, so not too stressed about it. But dude, I mean, you never know. Like we've dominated this series. I think we'll win. I think we're better than the Cavs. I think we believe that we're better than the Cavs, but until it's over, it's not over. I will say the Knicks make me nervous a little bit, the way they've been playing against the Celtics and the way that we took them out last year. Just like they were injured. We're kind of a shit-talking team. I do think that in that potential matchup, I think that they would come out and kind of handle us game 1. We'll see though. I mean, this makes no sense, but I would rather play the Knicks than the Celtics still. I mean, the Celtics they still just scare me as a team.
Yeah, like we're so deep. There's so many different guys that can score in the Celtics. Like we still have 6 really good players right now that could get hot at any moment. So we'll see. How about looking across the rest of the NBA? Who else? I mean, I've said it before. Denver terrifies.
Before you jump, one more thing on my Pacers. We just play like 10 people deep. I think last game we had 8 people with like 14 or more points. That's something that I think in a series against potentially the Knicks in the ECF, they play like 4 or not 4. They play 6 or 7 guys. And they play them hard. So can we outleg them? I do think that we would get blown out by probably anybody in the West except for the Warriors without Curry. But as long as you get there, you have a shot. But yeah, we can move to the West with the Nuggets. What were you saying?
That's the interesting thing too about the Celtics too. Like the Celtics play 9 guys deep, generally speaking. So yeah. I mean, didn't have Hauser yesterday, but yeah. No, looking across, I mean, I said it kind of before the playoffs. Denver just terrifies me. I mean, if they just keep winning, I think they're a team that just the talent's there with Jokic. I think if they can just kind of find ways to win and squeeze by a series. Like I don't think anyone would want to have to play Denver. Like I don't think anyone's rooting to have to play Denver. Granted, Thunder are also someone I don't want to play either, but like for whatever reason, Denver just really scares me.
Yeah, there's so few bigs left that can match up with Jokic just from a general size perspective. I mean, you really see it when you see Chet guarding him in the post. Like Chet's like 205 pounds. Like Jokic is big, he's crafty. I mean, he's already a top 2-3 center of all time. Like he's just unbelievable. Jamal Murray, when he's on, he's a beast. When he's off, he looks short when he's off. MPJ, he doesn't make me that nervous, but I mean, that's just that's the Jokic effect. It feels very similar in some ways to like heyday LeBron on those bad Cavs teams. It's like you take Jokic off that Thunder team, and are they a play-in team? I mean, Jamal Murray's good. MPJ can be good when he's not disintegrating from the inside. But like you take LeBron off some of those Cavs teams. I mean, the first year he was gone, they went from playoffs to the number 1 pick. You take Jokic off that team, like, is this even a good team outside of the best player in the world?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's tough to say, but like to that point, it's like anything can happen with Jokic on the floor. I really just kind of feel that way right now. To your point, it's kind of like when LeBron was doing those things. They have Jokic, so like I can't count him out right now. Like he could just put the team on his back. If he has a big night, they're going to win the game most likely.
And they're just hanging tough in a series that no one gave them a chance.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, this Thunder team should not be in this position right now. Like they should be up at least another game. And this Denver team is just staying with them. They're playing hard, playing good defense. They're just playing well, and they're showing that championship mentality that everyone's been waiting for the Thunder to kind of get.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, and them hanging around is scary. You don't want it. That's not a team. It's a team you want to put the nail in the coffin in early and just get rid of them.
Yeah.
If you don't, because you don't really like, at least with the Thunder, you kind of know what you're going to get. Most likely, I feel like that way. Like it's pretty consistent. You know what you're going to get. With Denver, you don't really know because of Jokic. Like you don't know what's going to come out and that you're going to have to deal with. You just don't know.
Yeah, and he is going to find a way to beat you with someone else. Like he's going to figure out how to get somebody else involved in the game.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Anything else on basketball? Anything else in the West? Anything else you want to?
We got one last series, the T-Wolves Warriors. This series is a bummer. I mean, good for the Warriors for playing. I mean, I feel for Jimmy. This was probably his best chance. I don't think they would have won it regardless if Steph stays healthy or not. But you can't count Steph out in the playoffs, and Jimmy's been good. I hate that he got hurt. And this series is just kind of a bummer without him. But if Steph can't go, then I'm done watching this Warriors team.
Yeah. No. I think that's a good point. Series has been a little bit of a bummer. One thing I do find funny is all the the joking rumors how Michael Jordan is Anthony Edwards' dad and Jimmy Butler's dad. I just find that hysterical. Yeah. Like diving into that conspiracy theory, big fan of it. I'm like, I love that.
Yeah, he's coming to the broadcast next year. Do you see that news?
No.
He's going to be a special guest contributor for NBC next season.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good to see. He gets to watch his kids live.
It's so interesting. Like hearing this news today and thinking about it. I was born in '94, so I've missed most of or pretty much all of the Jordan stuff. And like Jordan is just kind of a guy that you all know, like everybody knows and just kind of respects what he did. But the lack of like Jordan content, especially from Jordan, not on Twitter, not on Instagram, was never on any of those old like NBA basketball games. There's like a whole new generation that are going to be exposed to Jordan for like the first time for a lot of people. And I don't know if it's going to be well received. Everything I hear is like, he's just kind of grumpy and not all that fun to be around.
No, I could see that. He's definitely a no business kind of no nonsense kind of guy.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see what he comes out as. Maybe that's good for the broadcast. Maybe it's not. We'll see. But yeah, no. Moving on from basketball.
Sorry, wait. Last thing on basketball.
No worries.
Part of me thinks it'd be funny to have like a Knicks Timberwolves finals to see how that trade, like the final for who won the trade. I think the Timberwolves would honestly win it because it's too much pressure for the Knicks. Yeah. But that'd be interesting to see how that trade all pans.
It would be cool to have Madison Square Garden get the NBA Finals back again. That'd be pretty cool.
It would be, but Knicks fans would be just
it'd be miserable. It'd be insufferable.
Yeah.
Quickly just wanted to touch on hockey. I mean, I know you're a huge hockey fan, but the hockey playoffs this year have been absolutely the best. They're just unbelievable. All the games have been so good. The series have been super entertaining. It is, in my opinion, apart from March Madness, hands down the best professional or just best playoffs in sports. It is so much fun to watch.
The only one I'd have over it, and this is a me thing, would be the World Cup. But yeah, no, the Stanley Cup, they have a unique way of like bringing non-puckheads at all into their playoffs and just being so engaged and so locked in.
It's just because it's unlike any sport where really, even from the first round when the one team plays the 8 seed, anything could happen. Like, it's a very much an open series. Like, very rarely do you have a series that's not competitive. Like, very rarely it's like some team just kicks the shit out of the other team. Like, it just doesn't really happen in hockey. And living here in Dallas, the Stars are starting to play really well, and it was actually incredible. I was watching Game 7. I regret not getting tickets now. I almost went. Decided not to get tickets, but I was watching the game with my friends. Mikko Rantanen, excuse my pronunciation, I think that's right, playing against his former team, pulls off the Game 7 hat trick when they're down 2-0 with like 10 minutes to go in the third period. Gets a hat trick, 2 goals, ties up, and then gets the empty netter to win the game. Like, that just, that's just romanticism in sport. It's beautiful. Like, and it was just such a good game. And then you had, the Winnipeg Jets as well, tying the game up with less than 2 seconds left to go and then winning in double overtime. Like, there's so much storybook endings. It's just been edge of your seat hockey all playoffs long.
Yeah, and I believe the Rantanen guy, I think he was they just wouldn't pay him. Like, they wouldn't pay to keep him. So he got traded to the East, I believe, and then got traded back to the West.
He went to got traded to Carolina, and then got traded again to Dallas. And the worst thing about it is apparently there's just a lot of rumors about it from what I've heard. It's like he, wanted more money, but instead of just saying, hey, it's either this or nothing, like he wanted to stay in Colorado.
Yeah.
Instead of saying it's this or nothing, they just traded him. Apparently is the rumor. Like, he wasn't, they didn't give him like a final offer. Like, hey, if you don't take this, we're not giving you any more. They just got rid of him. So
yeah, they got
to be kicking themselves now. Good for him. Good for him.
Oh yeah. I mean, I just wish y'all didn't wear that like offensive green.
It's awful.
The green itself isn't bad per se. It's just green. I don't know, maybe green in hockey or like just that much of like as the main color. It's just a lot.
Well, also the fans are even worse because there's a lot of neon green in the stands, and don't get me wrong, Stars fans are incredible. Always great atmosphere there. But man, some of the jerseys and stuff, like they're just obnoxious. I totally agree.
This is uneducated hockey guy take of me, but I don't like the Southern teams being good at hockey. Like, get Florida out. I'm sorry, but I don't want to see Dallas playing hockey. It just doesn't feel right.
I don't know. I don't know. I kind of agree with the Florida one. Maybe I'm biased because I live here in Dallas, but I don't know. Being such a major city, I'm kind of okay with Dallas being good at hockey. Like,
no, I agree. I agree. Just they shouldn't be deep in the playoffs. Good. They can be there. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to deep in the playoffs, I want to see the Northeastern teams. I want to see some Canadian teams.
Yeah, and I guess maybe I disagree, but it's probably bad that like the Dallas, the Floridas have just been like so good for so long. They shouldn't be a team that's there every year. There should be a team that does it every few years. They make a run or something. That I can get behind. But,
right, it was right off the heels of like Tampa and their 2 repeat or 3 and 4 years, whatever it was. But yeah, I have been tuning in my my Caps, and I say that loosely because I'm definitely only a playoff fan, but not looking too hot against these Carolina Hurricanes.
No,
my sister's actually going to the game tomorrow with her New Zealand boyfriend. He's in the country for the month, so she's going to show him the American sport we call hockey.
Very interesting. She's pulling a little bit of a Sam Brown, dating the person from across the water.
I know. He's a good dude though. They're coming down to Charlotte here at the end of the month, so
nice.
Hang out with them a little bit. But yeah, hopefully they don't see a loss. We'll see though. Yeah. Where do you want to start with hockey? We kind of touched on Caps Hurricanes. We don't need to go too far into that.
I mean, I don't want to dive too deep into it. I don't have very good, knowledge of the game. I think it's the Dallas Stars are playing. Really, all I have to say is, Dallas Stars are playing really, really good hockey right now after winning that series. I think they're scary. Another team is, I mean, I can never count out Connor McDavid. I think it'd be really cool to see the best player in the world finally get a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And on the East side, I just can't have Florida win. Honestly, I'm probably rooting for the Capitals on the Eastern side. I don't like Carolina for whatever reason. And I definitely don't like Florida. So
yeah, it might be anti-American of me, but I wouldn't hate like an old school Oilers Leafs Stanley Cup final. Like,
I hate the Leafs. So if the Oilers win, I'm cool with it. I just can't have the Leafs winning anything.
That's fair. I got a soft spot in my heart for the Leafs just because our mutual friend, my old roommate Palmer. But
I just like him losing everything and me winning. So I kind of ruined my mellow. Me being a bad friend.
Yeah, such is sports. Yeah, I mean, hockey's been good. That's my educated hockey take. It's been good.
Yeah. I only have one other sports thing I want to touch on. It's just the Kentucky Derby. Love watching it every year. It was an okay one, nothing crazy. However, what really grinds my gears, and maybe I don't know too much about it, is that fact that this Kentucky Derby winner is not going to run in the Preakness. Like, I don't know if it's injured or how bad the injury is. The fact that it's not running in the Preakness states is just absolutely ruining my mind. Sovereignty not running just ruins me. Like, give me a chance at a Triple Crown, or like, it just kills me.
Yeah, just make it a race day scratch, something like just live.
Yeah, don't fuck me this early. Like, come on. Like, oh
yeah. Did you see the jockey also got fined today too
for slaps hitting it 2 more times? Listen, I get it. Maybe there's rules, but whatever. I mean, I'm not too bad about it. I mean, I get it. Animal abuse, I get it. It's bad, but like, you got to look out for the horse. But you only get so many chances at this, and then after 6 months from now, this horse is going to be living a better life than 99.9% of humans live. For the rest of its days.
That's what I was going to say. I get it. Like, you got to look out for the horse. I feel like they're. I mean, that horse is just going to be fucking and chilling for the rest of his life.
Easily.
Yeah. My thing is, like, if you're the jockey, because if it was a second offense, I believe, in the last 180 days, so the fine doubled.
Oh,
so, like, dude, I know you're making good money. Like, I think you won $300,000 for winning the race, but now you've already lost like 160 of it through like this fine. Or no, not hundreds. You lost 60 of it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's how. Just count. It's not a long race. Just count.
Yeah. Just idiotic by him, and like, I mean, just stupid.
The only other sports thing, was that all you had on the Derby?
Yeah, all I had in Kentucky Derby.
The only other sports thing I had is we're towards the end of the soccer season. This has been an incredibly uninteresting Premier League season. The 3 teams getting relegated have already gotten relegated. The champion's already been crowned, but we do have a little bit of drama for these last European qualifier places to essentially qualify for the Europa and the Champions Leagues. The funny thing going on here is, so the Europa League, right, the conference right under the Champions League, the two teams that made it are Man United and Tottenham. The winner of this game goes on to an automatic spot in the Champions League, the biggest international tournament like in soccer, on a club level. And Man United and Tottenham this year are the worst and second worst team in the Premier League that aren't getting relegated. So they're literally 16th and 17th in the league right now.
That's crazy.
It's just like, it's been a crazy season. They both are terrible, terrible teams. They just have been playing well in these tournaments. But we also have the richest game in football coming up, as it's called, the promotion playoffs. So for those that don't pay attention to it, every year at the end of the soccer season, the bottom 3 teams get dropped to the lower league, and then the top 2 get automatically qualified for the higher league for the next season. And then teams 3 through 6 go into like a elimination playoff, basically. And it's called the richest game in football because the sponsorship money and the endorsement money and all the other stuff you get by joining the Premier League is like crazy, crazy amounts of money. So we have, I think the semifinal is set, or the final. Yeah, the final is set. It got set today. So we'll have Sunderland versus Sheffield United. Sunderland hasn't been in the Prem for a while, so it should be pretty entertaining. But yeah, richest game in football. Gotta love how the season ends. Just wish it was a little bit more of an exciting season.
Yeah. No, I don't really follow that stuff too much. I mean, I'll tune into soccer here and there, but that is crazy to me about Tottenham and Man U. Like that's crazy. Just two teams I know being that far down.
Dude, yeah, they have been terrible. I think it's the worst league season in Man United's history.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if you have anything else sports wise, but I'm kind of excited to jump into our kind of our hypothetical a little bit talk there.
Yeah. Do you mind if we take a 5-minute break real quick? I got to get a package at the door.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's take a quick break.
You can keep.
I do have something I want to touch on quick before that. Actually, I thought about this. 2 football things before we do that. I think it's a good transition. Abdul Carter asking for LT's number is fucking insane.
See, I didn't think it was that insane. I think it wasn't that insane to me because there's a precedent that people have done it. It's insane to me to get turned down and then just go for the next guy who has a retired number. Like, don't do it twice.
I just thought it was crazy to ask LT. Like, I feel like LT is one of those players that's off limits.
Yeah, I hear you. I agree with you.
I don't think it's crazy to ask for a number. I think it's crazy to ask for LT's number.
Yeah, but we're not as big as Abdul Carter.
What?
We're not as big as Abdul Carter.
Yeah, I guess. But think about this one, and then on our quick break, let's discuss the George Pickens trade.
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
And then we'll dive into our hypothetical. All right. See you in a couple minutes.
That's it. All right. Sorry about that.
Welcome back. So, yeah, what do you think about the George Pickens trade? It definitely caught me off guard.
It caught me off guard in the sense that I was not expecting it at all. Like, didn't see that coming per se. But he feels like a Cowboy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like, he feels like a Cowboy. I don't know. I think it's a good move for the Cowboys in a vacuum. But like when Tomlin trades receivers or lets receivers go, they don't usually stay as good. I mean, obviously, AB had some good games, but then also lost his mind. George Pickens seems very liable to lose his mind. He seems like a mind loser of a person. Sure. And if we were seeing that side of him in like Pittsburgh, what are we going to see in Dallas? I mean, Dak will be the best quarterback he's played with in the league, which is a funny sentence to say. But he thinks he's better than CeeDee Lamb right now. Walking into that locker room, he thinks in his heart that he's better than CeeDee Lamb.
And I kind of like that, my receiver, a little bit until it becomes a problem. Like, I want you to be like egotistical, but it's going to be it might be a little bit of a problem in this locker room when CD is clearly far and away better.
Yeah, I agree with you. I want some of that like diva-ness and like arrogance for sure, but there's a level. I feel like
I agree. Yeah. I agree. And I think his is probably too high.
Yeah, it'll be. I do think that he's the kind of player to like revel in the like star on the helmet type deal. I don't know where he's from. I know he went to Georgia, but like I could see him like reveling in being a Cowboys receiver. But again, like first time head coach is gonna like keep this guy focused and in check and not an insane person when Mike Tomlin couldn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
On paper, it seems like a great move. What was the compensation for it actually?
3rd round pick.
Wasn't he a 3rd round pick?
I think so.
Because I believe he went in the same draft that the Colts got Alec Pierce. I mean, that's good. That's good compensation. 52nd. So late second, mid-late second.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good compensation for the Cowboys. I think that's less than they gave up for what's his name? Who they trade for last year mid-season? Like Terrace Ross or Terrace Marshall or something.
I don't even remember, to be honest with you.
They gave it like a 2nd round pick. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to work, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Well,
wait, hold on. Where's Cooper going to go? Because that was like the big thought was he's going to go back to Dallas, but where's he going to go?
I don't know. I don't know.
What teams need a receiver?
I feel like a lot of teams could use Amari Cooper.
Dude, I agree. I've always been a big Cooper fan,
Same.
but like he, with no rhyme or reason, sometimes he's unstoppable and sometimes he's just like very stoppable. Yeah, Terrace
sure.
Marshall Jr. Sorry. Just trying to figure out who they traded for. But yeah, like I don't know.
It's
I'm
interesting
excited
for
to
sure.
see-
It was definitely an interesting. I wasn't expecting to get that news.
Oh, and did you have your other football thing, or was that it?
That was it.
Derek Carr too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw that today.
I I feel bad for Derek Carr. I'm going to start by saying that he is just kind of weird, and I think he had a little bit of his like brother's first overall pick stink on him, but like he was very, very capable as an NFL starting quarterback. He was
For sure.
very like where would you have at his peak? So like in his best season, and obviously you don't know how that season panned out because it's very hypothetical. But in his best season, that Raiders team that went to the playoffs, where would you rank him as far as NFL starting quarterbacks?
Probably like 7 or 8.
That's higher than I would have said. I was thinking like his peak to me.
I'd have to look at who the players were.
That's what I'm saying.
Probably like that 7 to 10, but I'd probably say 7 or 8 as absolute peak.
I think his absolute peak is like the 10th best quarterback in the league. His absolute peak, which is much better of a quarterback than I feel like he ever got credit for. And as a team who has been playing quarterback roulette since Luck decided to retire right as the team was finally built for him. But like as a team struggling with this quarterback carousel, I would have loved a Derek Carr like over a Wentz or the Rivers experiment or the Matt Ryan just like debacle. Like I would have loved to have just a 29-year-old Derek Carr just like playing competent football.
Yeah. No. Hey, well, the good news is it looks like our boy Spencer Rattler is going to get a shot.
No, he's not. They're going with the 26-year-old quarterback who started one season, was in the same high school recruiting class as Herbert and Trevor Lawrence. But he's going to figure it out in the NFL for sure. Yeah, it's going to totally work out. I just don't get it. But it can't be that hard to be a GM. It just can't. It really can't.
No.
But yeah, well, let's leave the football talk here.
Yeah. We could do that for hours.
Last thing I'll say on football before the season starts, we need to pick our preseason award winners. Just project them out, but that'll be later in the season.
Well, if I could pick an offensive tackle, I'd pick Will Campbell because I know I said I liked him. I've fallen in love with him the last 2 or 3 weeks. This dude just interview machine. Love everything he's saying. I'm so high on the Will Campbell train. So high.
You have to. You have to be, right? You have to be.
Yep. Kelvin Banks who? Man, I misread that pick. Oh, glad we took Will Campbell.
Yeah, you're so right. You're so right.
Okay. Well, you came up with this hypothetical, so I'll let you kind of introduce it.
So we're doing the food one, yes?
Well, no, that's the top 5. We're gonna get to that after.
Remind me of the hypothetical. It's been a long day.
Okay. All right. So he came up with this yesterday.
Yeah.
And, everyone's been talking about this 100-man versus a gorilla. Listen, in my opinion, 100 men are taking down a gorilla. Let's just if you're all coming at the gorilla at once, it's just too many people. It's too much. They're taking down the gorilla. I don't really think that needs to be argued too much. A bunch of them are going to get smoked. We're probably losing at least 50 dudes, but 100 guys all at once on this gorilla with the mindset we're going to win, we're taking down the gorilla. Okay.
I think there's 2 key factors. I think there's 2 key factors because I'm on the other side of this. Where's this arena? Like, is this an open arena? Because then if it is, then yes, I would agree with you. But if we're looking at like the secret hill in 300 where only so many people can get in at a time, I think we're getting washed probably.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Oh, I pictured it as an open field, and he's just in the center of an open field, and we got him surrounded.
Okay, I think we have a better chance there. But the other key factor is we need some of the Unsullied in this. Like, not them specifically, but I need people that are going to watch the guy in front of them just get ripped in shreds and not be phased. Like, not.
See, that's the other thing on my side, on my opinion too. We're going in this where it's like, if we don't kill this gorilla, humanity's gone. So like, we have to win.
Yeah, I hear you.
So like, it's full kamikaze mode by everybody.
Yeah, if we can ensure that, then yes, I think we would take the gorilla. But
okay, well, that's where my head was at for the whole time, both of those scenarios.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like how many people could you get on this gorilla at one time to really make your numbers like valuable? But yeah, I mean, numbers don't lie. I think 100 of us like, but
I think 100 is just too many. But to continue your question, so it's a two-parter. The first is, what's the biggest animal that you could take down? And this isn't every time, but like, you know, if you had to fight it, could you take down and kill in a 1-to-1 combat to the death? And then what's the smallest animal that's gonna kill you?
Yeah. So I remember this now because at first I was thinking we were talking the invention one, but I remember now. To just set the standards, you got to win a best of 7 series. You don't have to win every time, but you've got to beat them more times than they would beat you, and then vice versa for the smaller animal.
Okay. Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to kick it off?
You can kick it off.
All right. So this isn't my answer. I went with land animals, but I wanted to throw this out there. Any shark ever is taking me in 7v7 in a best of 7. I don't fuck around. I'm not fucking around in the ocean. That's just bad mojo. Don't mess around in the ocean. Any shark's gonna get me.
Keep it on
size shark.
Yeah.
That's just out. So that's one that's not gonna get me. I think the biggest animal I could take down in a best of 7 is like pretty much the biggest coyote. I think I could take a coyote.
Yeah.
I think a coyote is probably the biggest I could take. Like, it's got those sharp teeth and stuff. It's probably pretty fast, but like, I don't think it's that strong. And like, I think I could get in there and like grab its mouth and somehow get a chokehold, beat its head into the rock or something. Granted, I could get clawed up pretty good. I could get bitten in a bad spot. Like, could be bad, but I think I'm taking the coyote. I think that's the biggest I'm taking down.
Yeah, I would agree with you on the coyote. Coyotes are also like, and I only know this because we have coyotes in the neighborhood sometimes running around. They're like, they literally look like Wile J. Coyote or Wile E. Coyote, whatever his name was. Like, they are emaciated looking. They're like underfed. They're hungry. They're not really predators. They're more like tricksters. Like, they're getting the rep for foxes. Like, and I've noticed them doing it here. That's, again, the only reason I know. But they'll like walk out looking wounded to lure another dog over to then they like ambush them.
Yeah,
like,
and they'll have other ones from the pack come and get it too. So they have to send like the one out there to get them. Yeah.
I similar thoughts. Tell me if this counts, because I went like not necessarily a predator. I could take a cow, not a bull, but I could take out a cow.
I mean, yeah, I'll count it.
Yeah, absolutely. Horse, no shot. Horses are much bigger and stronger than people think. If you walk up to one of them big bitches from behind, toast. You're out of there. You're done.
Yeah. And there's just no way I could kill a horse. There's no way I could find a way to win that fight.
No.
I think
like a cow, you could get right up on.
A cow, if I can get it onto its side, I can just go to town on its head for a while. The problem is, can I get it onto the side? Like, again, that's the tough thing with a cow. How do you kill it? I think is a tough piece in that one.
I mean, you cow tipping, dude. You just push it over. It's on its
side. That's what I'm saying. But you got to get that situation, then you're good to go.
This could be just me being wild, but like a medium-sized alligator, I think I could take down. Medium-sized. Because once you get the hands around the mouth, like,
yeah. See, that's the thing. That, like, as long as if I'm on land, I could do the alligator. But if we're in like a swamp, no thanks.
But again,
if I get a like
it has to be the
pure
right size.
grassland, I think I could see an alligator. I could see that. That's a tough one though. Again, how do you kill the alligator? That's another tough one. Like, yes, snap its neck or something. I don't know.
I'm just thinking for all of these, like if I can get on top of them and eliminate their biggest weapon, then I'll just choke them out.
Yeah,
like
that's
I Am Legend style.
Yeah.
The other one I thought about, one single hyena, just one by itself.
I'm gonna give you a hard no on that because their bite's too powerful, dude. If it bites you once, your arm is just useless.
Maybe, but or not maybe. Yes, you're right. But they also run super awkwardly. They're like kind of scavengers themselves. They're pack hunters. One. I think we're going 7. But I think
interesting to see for sure. Just one bite and you're done. Is the only problem.
I think game 1 is a wholesale slaughter fest for the hyena. I think I'm going to come in there, wrong game plan, and he's just going to take out like my trachea. Game 2 will make some adjustments, but that's one I toyed with as far as like predators go, because they can move a lot more agile than like a medium-sized gator out of the water.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting to see. It's just like I like I said, I just don't know how strong like their neck is. Like, can I get behind? Could you get behind it and handle it? I think they're just tough. It's like the thing with the coyote. It's like I can get bit once or twice. I'm probably going to be like in pain, but I'm probably gonna be okay. Like I'm not gonna. Yeah. It's not gonna end my fight. You get bit by a hyena once, your fight's pretty much over. Like anywhere. Like if it bites your arm is done, useless. Then you're at one arm, and then I don't know what you're doing from there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one that I was thinking like best of 7. Medium gator, I think I could take in 6. Coyote 3, running that thing out.
So the smallest one I went with, a honey badger is whooping my day up.
Yeah, that actually exactly. We're poisoned by the internet. Yeah,
they're 25 pounds, and it's gonna fuck I might get swept.
Yeah, maybe the honey badger is literally what the Pacers did to the Bucks. They just ran up and down on them, beat them up, just kept running. Eventually, I'm just like beat. Can't do anything. See,
and the thing's gonna get cocky too. It's gonna get cocky. It's gonna taunt me. I'm gonna be exhausted. My cardio is not where it needs to be right now. That thing is gonna whoop my ass.
Oh yeah, that was actually my first thought as well. The one that I had my like head stuck on though, and I don't know if this counts because again the same terrain thing. But like a falcon or a hawk, they're washing me. Aerial assault all day. They're
that's a good one. Yeah,
they're washing me. I mean, again, like most fish, if I'm in the water, like probably gonna get a good shot at me.
Yeah, I toyed around with the idea of a rat, but I'm like, I can't lose to a rat. But I fucking hate rats. I hate like big subway rats. Oh my god, those things terrify me.
You wouldn't lose to a rat.
No. But I thought about it for a second. I was like, no, I'm gonna kick the shit out of a rat. But like, I fucking hate rats. Despise rats.
One thing I thought about was like a bobcat, because cats are like kind of ferocious in a way and like agile. And could you just like bounce around me?
I don't love the idea of fighting a bobcat. Like I think a honey badger is smaller than a bobcat. But like, I don't know if I beat a bobcat. Like I'm definitely not sweeping a bobcat.
No.
They're way too agile. Like it can be pouncing. Like if that thing gets on like my back and it's like clawing my neck, like which is very realistic.
Yeah, and then I just like I went down a rabbit hole on this. Like I started thinking about mountain lions and how scary they are, just in general. I mean, like some like big dogs, even like those could kind of get you.
Oh, easy. Plenty of big dogs. Like a Belgian Malinois sweeping me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I had one more I was thinking about, but I can't remember it now. I also toyed around with the cheetah for both, like closed environment, like kind of pussy a little bit, but
yeah. Like, here's the thing with cheetah: if it's in like, I just think it's claws. I think it's just too fast for me to be able to be able to kill it with too long of claws. I think it's gonna hit me at too much speed, where I wouldn't be able to get a hold of it, and it's just going to put me on my ass, even if it's going bigger. Don't get me wrong. If I could land a good punch, I might, it is tiny and it's frail, but I think it's just going to claw me up, bite me, and I'm kind of dead.
Yeah.
But I think that one's kind of on the line. Like, I think you might win a game or two. And it also depends on the situation and where you're fighting it at.
Yeah, I would need like moderately closed space. So we're like,
Yes.
we're on each other, but I still can move around a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you have anything else on that one? I do want to jump into the accountant.
Oh, yes. Let me just think if I don't think I did. No, you kind of took I don't know. Of course, we're both going to say honey badger, but yeah, I think I'm good. I mean, like any kind of wombat, kangaroos would be fun to fight. I think like a 4-foot kangaroo.
Yeah,
Because
that'd be an interesting one.
anything my height's boxing my brains in.
Yeah, it has to be small on you. Yeah, well, that's a good one. Let's do the. Let's talk about.
I remember what I was thinking, because this is a big animal, but best of 7 series against like a 6-foot anaconda.
Here's the thing about the anaconda. Like, I just don't think there's a world where an anaconda kills me.
I don't know, man. Like,
I don't think I could kill it though. Like, I just don't think I'm killing it. But like, I just don't. I think I'd be moving around too much. Like, I don't think it's fast enough to get me. Like, I don't think I'd let myself get compromised.
Yeah, I know, but like in the like terms of the question, it's not like a wide open field where you can just run away. Like it's like a ramp. You gotta like face it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It'd probably beat me then, because I don't think I could kill. I guess, what do you do? How do you kill a snake though? Do you just cave in its head?
Something like Oberyn from Game of Thrones style. Like, just gotta squeeze its eyes through its head. But like
that's true. That's tough.
Once it starts wrapping you up too, like at least everything I've heard about what anacondas and pythons, I guess for that matter, do. It's like once they start constricting you, every time you breathe out, they like squeeze harder, so you can't get another breath, and that's kind of what they're. So like once they get a little bit around your midsection, like
you're screwed.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the last one.
Interesting.
The accountant 2, yes.
And then we'll close out with our our top 5 for the week and go from there. But yeah, the accountant 2. So let me get your initial thoughts.
So before I jump in, let's start with this. Where would you, on a scale of 1 to 10, rate the accountant 1?
8.2.
Really?
I love the accountant 2. Oh, I love the accountant.
I would probably go like a 7.5, but I mean, yeah, still. I think I would put the accountant 2 like right about the same, like maybe plus or minus like 0.2 points, but very different movies. Like
So I have the accountant 2 at a 7.8. So similar, like a little bit below, but I just really like the first accountant.
Yeah, the first accountant, I was kind of surprised when I saw the accountant 2 like previews and everything. Like the first accountant didn't set it up for a sequel. Not really, other than him being like, "I'll find you" to his brother at the end there. I guess spoilers for accountant 2, by the way, are incoming.
Yeah.
So I was kind of surprised to see it in the first place, and I didn't know where they were going to go with it because obviously so many people die. But I was really pleased that it's almost its own storyline. Like obviously there's some callbacks and stuff, like what's her name? Mary Beth Medina's in it again, and the brother's obviously in it, but was definitely surprised to see what's his name? JP. Oh gosh. The old guy, the bald guy.
Yeah.
Ray.
Director
Ray. I was kind of surprised to see him in it. The plot I thought was the movie itself was good. The plot I thought was not as strong when we finally got to the end, like where he's really only helping because the kid that's like stuck in this Juarez camp, he thinks it's like him, which turns out to be true. Like that just felt kind of weak, I guess. And then his willingness to like meet with the Medina girl and like in public versus the first time he's so private, like it felt like all the things that made him so like mysterious, they didn't do as much. Like his Airstream is just parked in an Airstream lot, like he's sitting on the top of the roof. It just felt like he was not even trying to be discreet anymore. I don't know. What were your thoughts?
Well, so I disagree with the Airstream things. I thought that was clever. I think he owns like that whole Airstream lot that all look the exact same, so he's blending in.
Yeah, I hear that part, but
yeah, no, the rest of it, he's like too like out in the open. It's like too kind of blatantly like committing these crimes in front of this person. But at the same time, I think it's only he's committing these things in front of, you know, Mary Beth Medina. Like it's just she already knows what he's doing and all that kind of stuff. Like that's what I kind of think was implied. But again, I agree. I think it should have been a little bit more discreet. I think that would have been made it a little bit better. Like she doesn't like, hey, kind of instead of him working with her, her kind of being like, hey, here's the task. Can you go take care of it? And then the story just playing out would have been a lot better. But I thought overall, like the action was really well done. I thought the dialogue in the movie was fantastic. And there were just like a lot of really fun scenes. So it was just a good movie. And like I said, I think it was a very good sequel. It just went a completely different way. It was just a completely different movie. I can't imagine there'd be a third one. I don't think I'd see the third one if there was a third one.
I think I'd have to see the third one just because I liked the first two. I think I liked the first one better. I think the first one's a better movie. I think a lot of my rating for the second one is inflated by the fact that it's a sequel that's not like a lazy sequel like Anchorman 2, where it's the same plot again.
Yeah.
I did like that. I thought on the Medina piece, I wish they weren't like working together in the open so much. Like,
correct.
I
agree with that absolutely.
I'm glad they worked together. I wish it was the same. Like, obviously, she knows what he looks like. She has all of Ray's files and all that stuff at the end of the first movie, but like that doesn't mean they should just be interacting on like a personal level.
No, agreed.
So I thought that was. I was curious going in to see what they were gonna. What's her name? The girl from the Pitch Perfect from the first one.
Anna Kendrick. I was kind of hoping she'd be in it.
I was curious to see what they would do there. Part of me is happy they just didn't address it. Part of me wishes like if you're gonna do a second one, I feel like she should have been in it. But at the same time, I'm glad that they kept at least that piece of like he just cuts people out of his life. The first one had a lot more like endearing, kind of like intense moments where they're talking a lot about Down syndrome or not Down syndrome, autism and just the different quirks mentally that gives. And this one felt like there was a definite intention of like comedic relief at times. The first one was so like, how do you overcome this? And the second one was like, okay, well, how is he living with this now? Like the dating scene was fucking hilarious.
It's a change in society, of changing what you can make fun of. Probably just, like, flipped it a little bit. But yeah, no, I think it was a good movie. Like I would definitely recommend people go see it. But
yeah, I just it was a good sequel. It just wasn't as good as the first one. The first one just had such a good twist, and I thought that this one with like the first one, the bad guy's his brother, big reveal at the end. That was awesome. But then this one, like the big reveal is the trained killer is the mom who had like that just felt
that was a lot to follow. It's like she's acquired savant syndrome. Like that was also just ridiculous. It's like,
but the person in the picture from the beginning is clearly Latina, and the other girl is clearly not Latina. And like, I get that this changed her brain, didn't change her like face, right?
Yeah, I don't know. That part was a little bit. Well, I didn't quite get that. That was a great transition.
I did love. I can never remember the actor's name. His brother,
Jon Bernthal.
Yeah, I love that actor. I think that kind of role is like the perfect role for him. Mm-hmm. Just like the messy kind of like fixer. Loved that from him. He had some funny relief with the cat towards the end. But the funniest / like best part of that movie was the little like trained assassin spy kids like room, the hacker room. Those kids were awesome. Those kids were so cool.
I also loved when his brother Jon Bernthal is just admitting to murders in front of the DEA. Like he's like, do you normally admit to capital murder? It's like, Jesus, dude.
And then he punches that guy so hard he falls out of the hotel room.
Yeah.
That character just rocks. All in all, good movie. Glad I watched it. Not as good as the first one, but a really good sequel. Really good sequel. It was crazy how much older like everyone is though. Obviously the movie was I think 10 years ago now.
Yeah. Probably a little less than that, but yeah.
But all in all, I did enjoy it.
Perfect. Well, hey, let's wrap things up here quickly with our kind of a top 5, but more so creating our perfect food meal. So how this is going to work, everybody, is we're going to get one entree, one side, one drink, one dessert, and then one sauce. You can pick any fast food restaurant for any of them. Of course, if Boone uses it, I can't use it. And you can only use any individual store. Do you want to go with once or do you want to go with twice? I said twice yesterday, but if you want to do once, I can do that as well.
Let's do once just to make it a little bit more difficult. And I'm just pulling up our notes doc that holds all of our answers. 1 second. All right. Just had a point now, I can't remember it, but okay. How do you want to kick this thing off?
Well, I started last one, so I'll let you take the pick. Do you want to go first? Do you want to have the turn?
I think I'm going to go first, even though I don't think that's the right move. There's something specific that I want, and I need it on my team. Before I start, though, how specific are we getting? So, like, if I say Doritos Locos Tacos, do I have to pick which one, and then you could pick a different variety of that same taco? Or
no, I would say that I would just give you the Doritos Locos Tacos.
Got it. Okay. Well, with my first pick as my main, I'm going to go with what I think is the best single fast food item there's ever been, the Cheesy Gordita Crunch. If I had to be specific, which is why I asked, I was going to say with the Doritos Locos shell inside, that's gas. But yeah, the Cheesy Gordita Crunch, I think it's the single best menu item that's ever been made.
So I think me and you are on the same track there, where it's definitely, I don't know, it's my favorite. It's probably my third favorite, actually. But a lot of people like the Crunchwrap Supreme more than Cheesy Gordita Crunch, and those people are just stupid. They just don't have enough game, and they haven't experienced the Cheesy Gordita Crunch enough. It's definitely superior.
Have you seen the mini Crunch Wraps now they have? They're like a little snack size, but they're like that big and get 2 of them.
I saw those, haven't had them yet.
Those are actually good because the ratio is better. It's less tortilla.
Okay, so I got the turn here. I'm gonna go with just my favorite sauce. I think it's pretty basic, but it's the Chick-fil-A sauce. Tried and true. I just love Chick-fil-A sauce. And then here's what I think is just hands down. I don't really know if there's a close competition for it. The best dessert, the Dairy Queen Blizzard.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
And I just felt like I have to get that. I think it's far and away the best dessert. And, I thought about the McDonald's McFlurry, but the McFlurry's out so often, I don't even get it. And I also like things other than that. So, yep, that's what I'm going to go with. Chick-fil-A sauce, and then I'm going to take the DQ Blizzard as well.
Yeah, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. The Blizzard one. This is one of my personal hot takes. I think Chick-fil-A sauce is like the 3rd or 4th best sauce at Chick-fil-A.
That's crazy. I could hear the argument for Polynesian. Polynesian sauce is pretty good, especially with fries, but not on the sandwich.
The best sauce on the sandwich is the honey roasted barbecue packet.
See, I like that, but I just like the Chick-fil-A better. They're kind of similar.
All right, so I don't need to take a dessert or a sauce now. See, I'm glad we made the rule about the one restaurant like per picks because I would have some Taco Bell repeat offenders here. What do I want? I think for my side, can I do cookout sides?
I'm going to say no because it's such a small regional location.
Okay. Got it. Then my side is just going to have to be... No, that's stupid. That takes something else from me. All right. This is going to be a crazy one, but I'm going to go for it because this is my favorite drink, and I can't take Baja Blast because I already took Gordita Crunch. Starbucks Black Cold Brew.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. All right.
I know that doesn't make my meal makes sense, but I think their cold brew for whatever reason is the best. And I think most of the other soft drinks you can get them anywhere. With the exception of the Baja Blast, but the Gordita Crunch is just reign supreme over that for me. So yeah, the Starbucks cold brew, and I'm going to be hitting the nearest bathroom after that combo.
Now with the cheesy Gordita Crunch, you better be close to one. You better have one charted out.
Yeah, no boats. God, dude, I'm just looking at that Blizzard pick that you made. What a pick. I'm just going to go with my sauce here. I know it doesn't make sense, but I'm hoping that you pick one of my sides so I don't have to make the choice. My sauce is just going to be Zaxby sauce. It's to me the best sauce. They did change the recipe on me a couple years ago. Didn't like that, but that sauce just can move mountains for me.
Okay. All right. So my drink, I like the Zaxby sauce. That was actually what I was in between Chick-fil-A or Zaxby's, and I had a feeling, but I had to have Chick-fil-A. Just I couldn't go against myself. Tried and sure, it's my favorite sauce.
Sure.
So my drink, I'm just gonna go with I just love it. It's just a classic fountain McDonald's Coke.
It's on my board. It was on my board.
Love it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And then my side, I got two options here for myself. I'm trying to decide which way I can go. Now let me ask you this. For Taco Bell, if I say Doritos Locos Taco, would you give that to me as a side?
No.
Okay.
For the same reason that you didn't give Cookout, because I would have taken the chicken wrap. It's too much of a meal.
Oh, and then well, my reason on Cookout was it was too small of a chain, but fair enough. But I can respect the Doritos Locos Taco steak.
I would accept a taco, but not the Doritos is the main.
Okay. All right. Then my side is going to be a Sonic corn dog.
It's a good one. That's a good one. Sonic corn dog. I was wondering where you're going to go with that. All right. My dessert. I can't do Cookout. My dessert is going to be specifically the strawberry milkshake from Chick-fil-A, but Chick-fil-A milkshakes.
Okay. I like that a lot. One big one I had on my dessert menu that I if you had gone Blizzard, I would have taken the Popeyes cinnamon apple turnovers. I'm not sure if you ever had them. It's the best thing at Popeyes. Just incredible.
I have not had them, but dude, I'm looking at my list and I would replace so many picks with more Taco Bell picks. It's tough out here.
Yeah, see, I thought about Baja Blast too, but I'm a Coca-Cola guy. I love Baja Blast, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I had to go Coke.
I hear you. The only thing that broke the tie for me is you can only get the Baja Blast.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Good point. Okay, what do you have left? I think you just have your side. All right, it's your pick still.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the most basic side there is, McDonald's French fries. They are the best French fries.
It's a great answer. I had it on my list, of course. And what I heard recently about this hack for them is you ask for McDonald's French fries. I'm not sure if you've heard of this, with no salt, and then you salt them yourself because they make you a fresh, crispy batch, and then you just put salt on yourself, and they're brand new.
Wow.
I haven't done it yet, but I've heard it. I've heard it's the play to do.
Interesting. I like that a lot, actually.
And then for my final pick to close it out here, I'm gonna go with the In-N-Out double burger. I just absolutely love In-N-Out burgers. I think they're far and away my favorite entree anywhere.
I kind of hate In-N-Out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know you do. I mean,
It's
I
just
think it's
overrated.
definitely my favorite. Oh, for sure.
I've only had it once, and we were out in Phoenix for the Final Four, and it didn't meet the outlandish expectations I had set. So I mean, potentially user error there, but it just never really did it for me. Their
Well,
fries.
you have to go, first off, you have to go animal style in the burger. That's a
Yeah.
key. And I will say the fries stink. The fries are not good.
They're an abomination.
It's burgers and milkshakes are what you get in and out, and that's it. Other than that, burgers and milkshakes.
So I'll let you have it, but Cookout feels as regional as In-N-Out.
I thought about that too, and I think In-N-Out has way more locations.
Maybe. I'm just saying the regional chain. Good podcasting here. This.
Yeah. So sorry about that. Just double checking. So Cookout has over 450, or excuse me, In-N-Out has over 450, and Cookout has like 302.
Okay.
It also but okay, but I appreciate you letting me have that one. If I need to adjust, I will. My adjustment would be just the chick. Right, I can't do that shit. That would
yeah. See,
I'd be in trouble. Actually, I would just go with the Zaxby's Club sandwich if I had to adjust.
Okay. Yeah, this is why the side took me so long, because I had chicken wrap at Cookout locked in my head.
Yeah, see, honestly, that's on me, because I thought about Cookout too, and I thought you'd come to the same conclusion. I mean, I guess you're around it, so you can still get it right now. I can never get it. So like, Cookout, because I'd do a Cookout side too. Like, I would take Cookout corn dog for sure.
Oh yeah. What did you have on your honorable mentions you had to leave off because of other stuff?
I'm a huge fan of Wendy's fries. I like Wendy's fries a lot.
I like Wendy's fries too, but they have more variants than McDonald's. So for this, I chose less variants.
I had Cane's sauce as an honorable mention.
I thought about Cane's sauce. I also thought about Cane's toast as a side.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I was going to do Zaxby's toast, but I needed the Zaxby's sauce.
Yeah, and then that was kind of it for what I had there. I didn't go too crazy because I only really had 2 or 3 picks for each, and then I just kind of knew I'd be able to get something.
See, looking back, some of the ones I could have taken, obviously the toast one. I mean, Taco Bell, Baja Blast, or those little Cinnabon Delight things. Oh my God, those are gas.
What I don't like the Cinna Twist things.
No, those are
trash.
Those are terrible.
I had nacho fries from.
I thought about it. Just if you
Bell.
can only pick one Taco Bell thing, that's can't be doing that. This probably wouldn't count, but what's it called? The Texas cheesesteak burrito at Buc-ee's. That thing is just unbelievable.
Oh yeah, it's a guarantee on a road trip in Texas.
Oh yeah. And then feeling pretty good about that. I'm sure that we're missing one, just like obvious one, but start your own show.
But yeah, for sure. Well, hey man, that was a good episode. We'll we actually get this one posted to YouTube, kind of see maybe 1 or 2 viewers, and then we'll do this every Tuesday. Depending on schedules, maybe a little adjustment. But good show. Do you have anything else you want to touch on before we wrap up?
I do. And
all right, let's hear it.
I apologize to make you relive this, but we got to talk about the bet last night. We got to talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll figure out some way to like screenshot this in, but that was one of the tougher things I've seen.
Yeah. So for the viewers, I'll probably put it in, but I was 2 missed free throws away from winning basically I don't even know what it was.
It was plus 85.50.
Yeah, 85.50, something like that. And it was just a $5 bet, but it hurts all the more. I had, basically, I think it was a 8 or 9 leg parlay. And kind of a tough one to do too. It wasn't just winners; it was players over under points totals.
Yeah,
and I hit everyone except one. Kristaps Porzingis was 1.5 points short, and he missed 2 free throws with like 3 minutes to go in the game. Just an absolute killer. Probably would have been my biggest parlay odds hit of all time. But it just added insult to injury too, on top of everything that happened in the Celtics game. That would have been a nice way to recover. And man,
especially after
man, oh, man,
Pritchard
that one
hit his, like at the very end.
Yeah.
That was.
And then Peyton Pritchard was in it too, and he hit the 3 at the end. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
They kept calling subs, and I was just praying they were going to put Porzingis back in. But
Dude, so
man, that sucked.
I didn't realize this. Porzingis just isn't a rebound guy. He just doesn't.
No.
He just doesn't really get boards. So they probably were just like, "Fuck that. We need boards here."
Yeah.
And he also has like the noro COVID, like bird flu virus.
Yeah, he's a lanky motherfucker. Like talking about someone that wouldn't be able to cover Jokic. Jokic would just back him down all day long. But that was a killer. That sucked. That was worse than losing. Significantly worse than losing.
Oh, I'm sure. But yeah, we just have we'll try to pull that screenshot up so you can laugh at our misery. But
plug that in or something. Maybe like the screen's here. But other than that, I appreciate everyone's time, and boom, we'll be back next week.
All right, man.
All right, peace.